Welcome to the broadcast. Hey, my name is Dr. Kesha, and yeah, this is my channel, and I appreciate you for stopping by and listening. Today, we're going to share the results of Jonathan Major's sentencing. It happened today for the reckless assault and the misdemeanor harassment charges. All right, we're going to go over that really quickly. I just want to shout out to, again, Dani does law. I'm going to shout out to Katt and um, what is it? My gosh. And everybody that followed this case, Dre Mack Show, Pam Entertainment, all of those that took time and really did their due diligence to follow this case. Shout out to them. Lauren Burks, just everyone that just had a hand in bringing out the truth. All right. Shout out to each and every one of you. All right. And yeah, so let's continue to shine light on the truth because it just seems like there's a bias there. Really, 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 very much so a bias within the media. All right, this is ENews, and we're just going to just play some of that for you there. You know, again, they're pretty much just setting it up that, you know, he did have sentencing today and he basically avoided jail time, which is great because, again, they did not prove their case. At the end of the day, the jury had to split the baby. There was two that he was acquitted on, and then the other two was reckless assault, and there was a minor misdemeanor, which was an assault. So it's just pretty interesting how people look at things. So let's go right into maybe some of the news that was reported. This was the Independent News. It says Jonathan Major sentencing Marvel star is handed probation but no jail time for, they say, assault conviction, even though it's reckless. They don't indicate that in their header, but they do indicate specifically in the actual story. So let's go through it really quickly. I'm not going to go through all of it because then it becomes almost like a copy paste of all the other biased media reportings. So it says here that actor Jonathan Majors has avoided jail time for, it says for assaulting her, which is interesting because, again, it was a reckless assault. And so there's no mention of that until maybe third paragraph. And then it goes right into exactly what he was found guilty of. But so he's going to attend a 1-year domestic violence program in Los Angeles. And I believe he has to report in person. Now, again, this is a high profile trial, as we know, because of Jonathan Majors, and the judge determined that he will not face jail time, but instead asked him to continue going to therapy, and to pay a $250 surcharge. Because remember, it's a misdemeanor. Any of us can get a misdemeanor like through a traffic ticket or something like that, or an ordinance or whatever violation, local violation, or whatever like that. The judge also issued a protective order for Miss Jabari. And what's interesting, I believe Jonathan had one against her as well. So I don't know what happened with that. Now, here it says in December, Majors 34 was found guilty of 2 misdemeanor charges of domestic violence, including reckless assault. This is like the first media that have actually indicated what the actual, verdict was. Okay. Reckless assault and harassment. There was no attack, which is interesting. They would use that word. And then he's accused of all these things, which they did not prove. That's why they indicated that it was reckless. And then most folks know that Jonathan Majors is an actor, and he's known for being in the Marvel movies as Kane the Conqueror, Creed 3, and that he was released from his contract from Marvel on the day of the conviction. Yep. And so that's that. So he has to attend the program in person. It's going to be in LA. And then also indicates in this article that the lawyers they're speaking on the behalf of Majors. They said they plan to appeal the conviction. Now, during this sentencing, The victim, according to, again, the DA's office, Jabari, which we believe that Jonathan Majors is the victim in this situation. But here it says that she was allowed to give an impact statement to the courts. They don't have the details regarding her impact statement. I'm trying to find it. Let's see. I think it's somewhere in here. So feel free to check it out. Like I said, I think that despite of their efforts, to despite of their efforts to report this, they still have some of the salaciousness, some copy pasting from other media platforms that seem to be very biased in their reporting. Because again, if you really took what actually was testified in court, they did not prove the case that he assaulted her. They did not prove that he did it. The witness said that she did all the hitting, she was the aggressor, and he did nothing, and he was the only witness in the taxi or in that car service at the time that there was something physical that happened between them. There was nothing physical that happened at his penthouse when the cops arrived, because he arrived a little bit before the cops, and he found her locked in a room, and someone had to literally let him in the closet where she locked herself into and pretended as if she was knocked out when she was not. There are, again, if you really, again, you have to, unfortunately, most people don't have time out of the day. I'm literally taking time. You have no idea all the things that I need to do. But I'm taking time out of my day just to share this with you, because there's some bias when it comes to this case for whatever the reason. And it's just not fair. And I wouldn't want, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I don't know Jonathan Majors, nor am I trying to get to know him or whatever like that. I mean, I could be his mother. You know what I mean? And that's how young he is in comparison to my age. And so, not interested in that or anything. I'm interested in fairness. I'm interested in the truth. You know what I mean? I'm interested in justice. That's what I'm interested in. So the moment I heard about this case, I wanted to, speak on it, but at the time I just had other things going on. And so when I saw that there was a group of, very small group of YouTubers talking about this case, I just jumped on, maybe at the last minute, but I did jump on to try to share what I could share to help out. And so I'm hoping that whatever I shared, whether it was on X or whether it was on my YouTube, I really do hope that it was helpful. So he's not going to go to jail. Thankfully, thank God for that, because I don't think it merited that. If anything, I think the counseling sessions are going to be helpful. If anything, the domestic violence program may be helpful. Maybe help him to avoid these types of situations and nuances, because there's some, argument where they say, there was some issues with past women and different things of that nature. So I believe that within the blur lines, somewhere there's truth. For whatever the reasons, there's some issues there. But hey, I believe that through the counseling and through the program, maybe they can get to the root of it and help him to resolve it, and he can become a better person. And maybe now that this has come to a close, he can now move forward with his career and focus on what he's passionate about. Now, we know that this is not the end, because there is a defamation case and there's going to be a counter defamation case. And also, I believe that Jonathan's team made mention of appeal. So they're going to appeal everything. So we will be having conversations about the appeal. We will be also talking about the defamation when it comes up the case and all of that jazz. So I just want to say congratulations to Jonathan Majors and his team, because like I forestated, it could be worse, where he could have had to serve time. So I'm grateful that he didn't have to serve time. I'm grateful that, yes, they did split the baby, but it could have been aggravated assault. It could have been, you know what I mean? So it's a reckless assault, and, hopefully they'll be able to turn that decision around after allowing it to be reviewed by another judge, or the appellate judges for appeals, and they'll go ahead and just overturn the conviction, and he can really, really, truly breathe easy and move forward with his life. In the meanwhile, I think he should fight for his reputation. I think there is he does have a strong defamation case. Like I forestated, all the media, literally all the media, I want to say predominantly all, I want to say a good 98% of the media reported false information, and or they spinned and made salacious reporting. And I believe a lot of that is what caused him to lose millions and millions and millions of dollars. This predates the actual trial, when he began to lose money based on what was reported. Remember, he was being accused of choking her, and then they were reporting it. None of those things were true, and he was losing money. So I really do hope that he does not only pursue the defamation with his ex-girlfriend, but also with these news outlets. And I really do hope that he also, has some type of, situation with the police, because from the beginning, like I said, it felt like entrapment. It felt like they were literally trying to trump him with a whole lot of charges and things that did not happen. And so I'm really hoping that, he continues to fight for his reputation, and so that he can get back to what he loves and what he's passionate about. So shout out to him. And I really do hope that Jabari gets the help that she needs. Grace, get the help that you need, sis. Because you know what, if you were in an abusive relationship, then you need counseling too. All right. If that was a situation, if you felt, verbally abused, mentally, emotionally, or if there was some physical that happened, even though you have actually no proof of it at all. But let's say it is true. Go get help. Go get some counseling and some therapy. I think it will be useful, because everything that came up about him, relating to her, some things came up about her as well, in terms of her drinking, and in terms of her, being irresponsible and reckless within her own life. A lot of that came up as well. So that's pretty much all that I got. I do want to share. Let me show. Also, I'm going to shout out to Katt. I really do appreciate Katt, because Katt is the one that she shared my post and on X, and some of you started following me because of Katt. So shout out to Katt, because she did do an extensive video. It's a 3-hour one, covering what happened at the hearing. So go check that video out. It does provide a lot of details and a lot of context with regards to all the things that have transpired during that time. And I'll be more than happy to leave a link. All right. So that's pretty much all that I'm going to say about it. And also shout out to Dani Does Law, because she was there. Let me show you guys that. I think that it was great that a lot of people were able to go and support. Let me see if it's going to let me sign up. Sorry, y'all. It's not, excuse me, if it's not giving me my, the account. I actually have it on here. Let's see. I'm not that one. Sorry, y'all. For whatever reason, it doesn't have, me logged in. Usually I'm logged in, but I think there was an update or something. All right, so let me find Dani real quick. Oh, there she is. All right, so shout out to all of those folks who were able to, let me just share my screen real quick. Shout out to all of those who were able to go and to support. Let me make sure you see what I see. Shout out to Dani, first of all. Dani Does Law and Policy. Shout out to her, because she actually sat in the court during that whole time, reporting and transcribing everything. And so that's pretty much how we got the information of what was actually shared during the proceedings, during the trial. It was through Dani. So shout out to Dani and all that she has done. And I think she flew from Florida to go to New York. It's just too much going on for me to go down there, because I'm actually in New York, but I'm not close by there. I'm like maybe an hour and a half. But shout out to all those who were able to go and support Jonathan Majors, and everything that she has done to be a support to him during this time. I can only imagine. And so it was great seeing some of the YouTubers there. I think Dre Mack was there. I think that's the only person that I recognize in Dani. So shout out to them and to Red Hat and support. That's awesome. Jonathan Majors. Yeah. So it's really cool for them to take time out of their schedule and yeah. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. I think I gave them the heart there. I think it's awesome, and I'll go ahead and repost it as well. Yeah, because you know what? It's great to have a support, this in spite of all of that. So she definitely shares all the details of everything there. So go check her out on X, and go follow her as well as Katt. Go follow her as well and all of the other YouTubers that have reported on this. All right. So that's pretty much all that I have. I will be going on a hiatus. So you won't be hearing from me. It's gonna be a minute, but it's all good. We'll definitely be talking to you guys soon. But I just want to say be well, be blessed. The next time you hear from me, hopefully we'll be soon, and then we'll talk about whatever is out there to talk about. And then when things begin to move forward with the defamation and or the appeals decision, we'll go ahead and share that as well. Since we've been sharing so far, we'll continue to share. We'll bring it to completion to share and to be a support to Jonathan Majors, because I really feel bad for him. And I want what's best for him, just like I want what's best for everyone. I feel like whether you're an underdog by race, whether you're an underdog by social economic status, whether you're underdog by gender, whether you're underdog in any capacity, I don't like to see people being mistreated or mishandled. And I feel like he became a target because of his celebrity, and that's not right either. I think that that's not fair for people to target you because of your celebrity, and then unfortunately, when you're black and you're male, it just continues, especially in the judicial system, it just continues to add, you know what I mean, levels of bias and unfair treatment and racism and all of those things. And so he was a victim in this situation, but all those things were overlooked and overshadowed because of the DA and how they were moving by reporting things, to the biased media. Unfortunately, they took those reportings and they went ahead and they shared them and they spin them however way they wanted to spin them to try to ruin this man's character and to try to ruin his career. So that right there is not right. To me, that's not fair. And that's pretty much my why for doing this. So shout out for Jonathan for the big win for not having jail time. And I think it's a win for you to go to continue going counseling. It's a win also for you to go to that program, because I really do believe that you'll become even a stronger individual and a more compassionate person and a little bit more mindful in your current relationship, as well as whatever happens for you in the future. So I wish you well and I wish you the best. All right. And we're looking forward to seeing you in the movies. That's the main thing. Let's get back to the gift. Let's get back to the talent of it all. Let's get back to being on that screen. That's what I look forward to. Okay. So shout out to Jonathan. Congratulations. Like I said, it could have been worse. We've been praying and hoping for the best. And I believe this is the best that we could come up with until that appeal goes through. And then we'll see what happens there. And then also with the defamation, we'll see what happens there. And I guess that you're here with me with regards to this particular topic when all those things start to develop. So until next time, I really do hope everybody is well and that you're safe. And I guess we'll see you soon. All right. God bless you and take care.